When you master sales, you can land any role, you can work remotely, and you can travel the world. The first time that you ever sell something, it's gonna be hard. I got my first day at 19 years old as my sales role. I was awful. It was because it wasn't taught at school. So that feeling when you first make that bit of money online is just so exciting. And once you do something once, you can repeat it. If you morally don't believe in what you're selling, and you're only selling something just for money, it's gonna backfire. Welcome back to the Sales with Cullen podcast. This is episode 6, why your first sell is the hardest, and some proven steps to make every single sell easy. So let's dive into this. So I can vividly remember, I wanna give you some context of 8 years ago when I first started commission-only sales as an events rep out in MAGA. And it was to essentially sell events. And my first day, I was grafting for 8 hours and I made nothing. That whole day, I'd be walking up to groups, I'd be bottling it because I was too nervous, I didn't have any confidence. And I ended the day and I made nothing. And I felt a bit deflated. I made nothing, 8 hours graft. Whereas let's say you're on a £10 an hour, you would have guaranteed have made 80 quid, right? And I made nothing. And on the last podcast episode, I dived into the facts of commission-only sales. And a lot of people think it's too risky and you should get a real job and a normal job, that pays you per hour, that pays you for your time. Whereas I believe it's actually riskier doing that rather than actually going out there and learning a high valued skill, which the better you get at that skill, the more money you're going to make. The better you get at sales, the more confidence you're going to have. The better you're going to get at networking, the better you're going to get at communicating. It levels you up in all areas of your life, health, relationship, financially, and also having fun. Because when you master sales, you can land any role, you can work remotely, and you can travel the world. Or if traveling the world isn't your motivation, you don't have to go to that office job every day, that 9 to 5, getting stuck in traffic. Because you're good at speaking to people, you're good at understanding people, you're good at communicating. But most importantly, you're good at closing a deal. But let's be real. The first time that you ever sell something, it's going to be hard. Let's be real. We've gone through our whole life. For instance, for me, I studied business at GCSE. I studied business at A-level. I studied business at uni. Sales wasn't mentioned. Sales wasn't taught at all. Yet the number one reason why businesses fail is due to a lack of sales. It just didn't make any sense, right? So when I got my first day at 19 years old as my sales role, I was awful. I was absolutely awful. And that's why I found it so hard, was because it wasn't taught at school. So if you can vividly remember, if you're already in sales and you can remember your first sell, you may have been nervous, because I was so nervous, I lacked confidence, and I didn't have the skills of how to sell, of how to close the deal, right? Because it wasn't taught. And that's why it's so important, and I'm so grateful for you tuning into the Sales with Cullen podcast, because over the last 8 years, like all my experiences that I've had, I've invested over £50,000 into mentors because I knew there was different levels to the game. I wanted to learn from people that were doing better than me. I wanted to get other people's codes. I wanted to find out other people's mistakes so I didn't have to make them mistakes. But everything I've learned, all my mistakes, I'm going to be sharing for you for free on the Sales of Cullen podcast. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, because every single week you're going to be getting a new podcast episode. And if you get connected on Instagram, feel free to let me know what type of podcast episodes you want me to do specifically on sales, and I'll get it done for you. I'll get it done. But getting back to your first sale being the hardest, right? When you haven't got the confidence, you haven't got the sales skills, it's going to be harder. It's the same if you start a business. Like, the first sale is the hardest sale to get, always, because you haven't got that confidence about it. You haven't got that conviction yet. Also, because you haven't sold before, you may have that bit of nerves, right? You haven't got the testimonials or the credibility. You may feel like, why are they going to buy from me? I've never sold it before. But once you overcome it and once you get that deal closed, you're onto a winner. And it's the same if you're listening to this and you run a business. Once you get your first sale done, it gives you validation that that you can make money from this vehicle. And it's the same in sales. If you're in remote sales, once you've booked your first appointment and it's closed, or once you closed your first appointment, it has validation to you that, wow, I can actually make money. I can make money online. Because in the online world, there's so many people that are selling get rich quick schemes. There's so many people that, that are worried that whether or not you can make money online. So that feeling when you first make that bit of money online is just so exciting. And once you do something once, you can repeat it. So I want to share a proven strategy to help you make closing deals and sales so much easier. And that proven strategy is all about focusing on you as an individual, right? Because it's not about the product or the service. It's about you. You have to sell you. You have to sell yourself. If you don't believe in the product or service that you're selling, how are you going to convince or sell someone else if you don't even believe in it? If you morally don't believe in what you're selling and you're only selling something just for money, it's going to backfire. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for your soul. Whereas if you can find something that you genuinely believe in, that you're passionate about, that you've invested into yourself before. Let's say, for instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say, for instance, that you used to really struggle with confidence because you weren't happy with the way your body looks, right? You ended up getting an online PT, completely transformed your life, completely gave you so much more confidence. You felt more confident, you ended up being happier. You ended up finding the woman of your dreams and you're so happy. And it was all down to going all in with your health and fitness. And it was thanks to you investing into an online PT as an example, right? Because you have so much belief and conviction of how powerful an online PT can be as an example. If you were to go all in with remote sales and you're really passionate about health and fitness and you've got that story, then imagine you were to sell for your online PT or you were to sell for another online PT. You would be so passionate about it. And that is the proven system, the proven strategy to easily close deals. Most people think it's the scripts you need to say, it's the ways to handle objections. But the reality of this is people can read through you. People can tell, you may have heard this term before, you've got commission breath. People can tell when you're in it just for the money. So if you can genuinely be in it just for the help, just to serve, like me filming this right now, this is a Saturday afternoon. I'm filming this at a luxury spa resort. My girlfriend and my nana here, and they're actually in the spa right now. But I'm filming this to you. And you're not paying me to do this. Nobody's paying me to do this. But I'm doing this because I'm passionate. I'm doing this to help. I'm doing this to serve. And because I'm doing it, when it comes to when I speak to people that need my help or need my business partner's help, Jordan, I help with remote closing, training them, and Jordan helps train the remote appointment setters. Because we're so convicted when it comes to selling, we find it easy because we're so passionate about it. And we've got strong guarantees in place and we don't accept everybody that we work with, So if you can have that level of conviction, it's going to make selling much easier. But I hope you've loved this episode. Feel free to check me out on Instagram, Sales with Callum. Get connected. I want to get connected with you. And if you message me 888, which means abundance in angel numbers, I'll also get you added to our private story on Instagram where I share daily sales and mindset hacks as well. But other than that, I'm excited to see you on the next episode. It's going to be a belter. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, to this podcast. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing day. Hasta luego.